What's up, Ravens fans? Welcome into a live episode of For the Flock Rundown. We're going to be recapping this Crosby trade over the weekend and talking about today's free agency. But let's start positive, Noah. We haven't talked about the Crosby trade at all, and it's a little negative out there right now with all the departures today. But the Ravens did acquire Maxx Crosby over the weekend. So
let's go.
Yeah, dude. What's your thoughts on that? That might be purple shades worthy. I ain't even gonna lie.
Dude, that is definitely purple shades worthy. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, I gotta get a pair still.
This is our first show since the this is our first For the Flock rundown show since the Maxx deal. So thanks for reminding me to bring out the purple shades because,
Yes,
dude,
sir.
if this doesn't say I'm going all in for a Super Bowl, I don't know what else does, Ryan. Never in franchise history, like you mentioned, have they ever given up a first-round pick, and they don't just give up one first-round pick. They're like, nah, dude, we're going 2 first-round picks. And how long has it been since we've been just begging for a dominant pass rusher to come in? Just somebody who you're like, man, I trust this guy to get after it on 3rd and long. Or you're in the playoffs and it's 3rd and 15, 4th quarter, man, you need to stop. You need someone to get pressure. I mean, we talked about it, Ryan, but so many times this last season, quarterbacks just way too comfortable, could not generate a 4-man rush to save our life. We had to dial it up, the blitzes. And then when we did dial up the blitzes, they weren't all that effective, if we're being honest. So now we get a defensive-minded head coach, Jesse Minter, who was already going to elevate this unit, already going to add to the pass rush. Plus, you started to hear the stirrings of Nnamdi Madubuike possibly coming back, which was already in and of itself going to boost the pass rush, boost the defense. And then on top of that, to put the icing on the cake, you bring in a top 5 dominant pass rusher in the prime of his career, only 28 years old. Plus, these pass rushers are still playing good until they're mid-30s. I mean, Khalil Mack's 36, just signed a 1-year, $18 million deal. So here we go. Maxx Crosby. I still can't believe it, bro. I still can't believe it that we actually pulled the trigger. Because, Ryan, we've been talking about it. We've been like, dude, I think I said it in the last live. I said, let's put all the chips on the table because we basically, in my opinion, have like a 3-year window with Lamar Jackson still in his prime, like peak athleticism for a quarterback as the best dual threat quarterback in NFL history, plus Derrick Henry still under contract for 2 years. So I'm like, dude, let's go all in, man. Let's try to capitalize on this 3-year window. And the Ravens, I think they have the same mentality, and you can see it because they're doing things they've never done before. And here he is, Maxx Crosby, officially in purple and black. Man, is that going to look good on Sunday Night Football in the All Blacks too.
Dude, crazy, bro. I'm with you, man. It's like excitement, shock, and really helps like the negative news today, watching everyone depart. Like I think people are quickly forgetting that we made the biggest move we've ever made in franchise history. 2 first-round picks, never even traded one. And you get a absolute game wrecker, not only just getting to the quarterback, but also blowing up the run. I mean, arguably best run defender in the league, and then top 5 pass rusher in the league. He's 28, turning 29. You're going to get his prime here. I'm sure they even like rework a deal. You're not trading up you're not giving up 2 first-round picks to not keep him here for a bit. So, I mean, Maxx Crosby is going to have a new era, new run in a Ravens uniform, man. I can't believe it either. It definitely changes the entire defense and helps the secondary a ton, helps the offense, which we're about to talk about, all the departures that the offense had today and the holes that are over there right now. But this helps everything. This gets the ball back to Lamar and the offense more often. This, keeps other teams to lower scores. This gets to the quarterback fast, so the secondary is not struggling as much. Like,
dude.
I mean, it just solves everything, really.
Yes.
And people like this aren't available. It's just the reality of it. You can't acquire a talent of Maxx Crosby's level. That's like trying to go get Garrett or something. It's just like it's dreamland, I've floated it around for 3 years now. Like, hey, like every offseason, I'm like, this would be smart, but unrealistic. You know what I mean? And then boom, bro, Friday night, it happens. So I think it's an all-in move, and I'm pumped. I'm pumped, man.
I'm pumped too.
It's a massive move. Anything else you want to talk about with the Crosby thing?
Dude,
I know there's a ton of free agent news today, so
I just think it
we're
makes
gonna get into it.
Yeah, guys, we'll get into the free agent news, who we lost, who we added, and we'll talk about who's still out there. There are some names I think worth mentioning, and people are still getting released like as we are recording this. But yeah, right. I think it's a great point because this just elevates the whole defense. If there's like a big winner, like you could say that Mike Green is one of the biggest winners, like because of this Maxx Crosby. Or if Nnamdi Madubuike is playing, dude, this helps Nnamdi. This helps Mike Green on the other side. This helps Travis Jones. And then, like you said, it helps the secondary. Yeah. Dude, I feel like there's so many times where our secondary was hung out to dry. Like, I mean, hung out to dry where you would see a wide receiver make a highlight play on one of these corners. It's like, bro, he shouldn't have been covering for 8 seconds.
Yeah. No,
like we shouldn't be letting.
Doesn't matter how good the secondary is.
Yeah. It's like we shouldn't be letting 43-year-old Aaron Rodgers get out the pocket and throw a dime down to DK Metcalf. Like, what are we doing, dude? Like, let's get after the quarterback. And I just think Anthony Weaver with Maxx Crosby, like those two personalities, them boys gonna, yeah. And then we got like Travis in the middle with Anthony Weaver coaching these guys, and then we got a second-year player like Aeneas Peebles who could be pinning his ears back, who you're excited about as well. I'm really excited about the defense. I think this is gonna Roquan. You could. I think we're gonna look after this season. We're gonna say, man, Roquan had like maybe his best year as a Raven. Like after that, he kind of dropped off a little bit, but a lot of that is the front. A lot of that is the pass rush. A lot of that is the scheme. And we get all that improved with Maxx Crosby, with better run defense, with better pass rush, and we're getting a heck of a better scheme with our new defensive coaches. So
100%,
dude,
man.
This defense, I think this is going to be a Super Bowl caliber defense. I'd be shocked if they weren't like a top 5 unit, as long as we stay healthy. But what's exciting is
no excuse.
Right. Yeah, no excuses. What's exciting is we still have 10 draft picks even after giving up this year's first round pick.
Yeah.
And this is a pretty deep draft class. People saying there's a lot of talent between that, second round all the way to 4th, 5th round, and we got a lot of picks in there. So I'm excited, man.
Yeah, I'm pumped too. Man. Thank you so much to XXTXTXTXX gifting 20 Flock Rundown memberships. Thank you so much. And also for Blair, member, with all our former players now gone, was this to clear up cap space since we were under 20 million due to the Crosby signing? John, please sign Fa'alele. I think the cap conversation is a big debate right now because so many people are wondering if the Lamar extension's like secretly done or not since all the tweets on Friday. Here's the facts. We have to clear, because we don't clear any cap by our free agents leaving. They were already off the books. So we have to be under the cap by Wednesday at 4:00. That's the fact of it. Right now, with the Crosby deal and the John Simpson signing, we're like almost -30. If you just want to go off the reported, you know what I mean? So a massive amount of cap is being cleared. You guys can read between the lines and think and see if we're waiting on a Lamar Jackson extension announcement or not.
It's got to be, bro.
Yeah, I completely agree. We do have some breaking news, so we'll start there real quick. Just happened. Our Darius Washington also to the Giants.
Wow.
Yeah.
Giants are becoming the new Chargers, bro.
Dude, speaking of the Chargers, we had another one go there today. But what's your thoughts on our Darius gone? We'll go down all the free agents too, but let's start with the breaking news since this just happened.
That's a bummer, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like, does this change your defense? No, because he didn't really play a lot last year. But, man, I was really hoping that he would be that number 3 safety to get on the field more. First of all, depth. Second of all, those dime packages. getting more DBs on the field. Third of all, I love the way our Darius Washington plays. He flies around like a chicken with his head cut off. He's super physical, but he's also very instinctive, like really, really instinctive. Reads the field well. So, that hurts. What I thought hurt even more was the other guy that went to New York, bro.
Yeah.
You want to talk about it?
Yeah, we'll go there.
Let's talk about it.
There. The other guy who went to New York, Isaiah Likely, 3-year, $40 million contract, which is the same number as Mark, by the way.
Yeah.
Mark was 39 point something. So we're talking like a couple $100,000 difference, but $13 million a year for Likely, who also goes to the Giants. Actually, we had 3 guys go to the Giants. We'll talk about the other one after this, but Harbaugh is taking a lot of guys over there. I know he's not the GM, but there's no way they're all just flooding over there out of coincidence. You know what I mean? I think this is a John Harbaugh's either like fighting for them to the Giants GM, or he's talked to them and promised some opportunity. It is interesting though. It does kind of debunk like a little bit of like a lot of players not vibing with Harbaugh or what's going on, because you got our Darius going over there, you got Isaiah Likely going over there, and you got Jordan Stout going over there. Like there's a lot of Ravens headed over to the Giants with Harbaugh. Yeah, the Isaiah Likely one hurts. It doesn't hurt as much today for some reason because I already kind of thought it was going to happen. Like this one is the least shocking of a lot of these departures today. But what's your thoughts, man?
The fact that he's paid the same amount as Mark Andrews is what bothers me. That's what, like, out of like a lot of people are grilling Eric DeCosta right now for losing the guys and losing Tyler. So first of all, man, I don't want to bounce around too much. We're talking about Likely right now.
Good. It's all good.
We'll get to it all. This is what I'm most. If there was something I could criticize Eric DeCosta over, like legitimately, I feel like it would be signing Mark Andrews to the same deal that Isaiah Likely got. Like as far as AAV, they're making the exact amount of money.
Who messed up there though? Like what if, and I sorry to interrupt, I'll let you finish. I just wanted to add something to that, because we were trying to sign Likely and he said no, like he didn't agree to that number. Do you think we just offered a lot less and we didn't rise, or he thought he could get more on the open market and he just went because of opportunity?
I think that him and the agent might have thought they could get more on the open market, realized, oh, that's pretty much what the Ravens were willing to pay.
Yeah.
But regardless, Eric DeCosta didn't have to jump and sign Mark Andrews. He could have let them both hit free agency.
Yeah.
They could have filled out their market and been like, Likely, what are they offering you in free agency, my brother? I'm willing to make you tight end 1 here. What's your offer? Okay, I'll match that. They could have had 2 guys they could have been talking to, let them both hit free agency, but instead we let. I think this is really bad, Ryan. I mean, Isaiah Likely, in my opinion, I'm higher on him than most people are, but this was like the one guy on offense that was showing up in the clutch moments, and the one guy on offense that was consistently showing up in the playoffs. I mean, if it wasn't for Likely, we wouldn't have had a shot in that divisional game against the Bills. That sliding catch. You can think about the plays he made against Pittsburgh in the playoffs the year before. You can think about, we could have been in the playoffs because of Likely's 4th and 13 catch or whatever he made. That crazy snag last game of the year. Like he's the guy that continually shows up in the big time moments. The guy that Lamar trusts, and a guy that I think with more volume and more opportunities could be like a legit, top 5, type 10 type of tight end. So I don't like that we went with Mark over Likely. I do understand how it could have happened. They were trying to offer Likely money. He said, no, I want to test free agency. And then we said, well, we want to have 1 tight end locked up before free agency. So we're going to offer Mark, but you didn't have to do that. In my opinion, you could have waited, let them both hit free agency, and then made an offer from there. But this one hurts. This one hurts because you're starting to look at the weaponry around the offense, and besides like Zay Flowers, I don't feel really good. Besides Zay Flowers and Derrick Henry, I'll say that. Zay Flowers and Derrick Henry, I feel really good about. But pass catchers after that, who do you feel really good about?
Yeah, I'm hoping they can get something out of Bateman, but I agree with you. I actually agree with your whole strategy there, and that's why I wanted to phrase it that way, because we were trying to keep Likely and probably offered him the same amount, you know what I mean? So that's why I think the lesson here is it wasn't about money necessarily, or maybe he thought he could get more, but with the year he had, he didn't. It was definitely about opportunity, but the Ravens could have approached it, like you said, with a different strategy and just waited and stayed patient and let Mark, Isaiah, and Kohler hit free agency, which may have upped the price. Like there's, you know what I mean? Like Mark could have been more. You never know what that market ends up being, but I think, I guess, Isaiah's market. So, I mean, you could have ended up saying, hey, we'll pay you the 13 million that everyone else is offering, and you're our tight end one. Yeah. It was the strategy of signing Mark early. And I guess EDC did that to be safe, but that's where the mistake is. I think it's not like the amount we offered or like anything like that. You know what I mean? Because he ended up getting the same amount of money. So it's about opportunity and signing Mark first. I totally agree with you, man. It's the strategy of it that bothers me. Now he's in New York with John Harbaugh.
I'll say this though. I'm hoping for a Mark Andrews bounce back.
Yeah,
right?
And he's got all the opportunity in the world right now, right? I mean, literally the only tight end on our roster.
Yeah. What is he, 29?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not like he's fallen off a cliff. It's not like he's washed or anything. Like Mark Andrews, I still think will make a lot of plays for us this upcoming year.
The trajectory's not headed in the right direction, but he could tap into something. Yeah.
Right. His opportunities were less. I feel like his confidence kind of went down, and the injuries, like ever since the car accident, like he hasn't been the same. But I do think his body is emerging right now in the confidence. I think he'll be able to have a nice season this year. And we'll talk about this here in a little bit as far as guys that are available. I still think the Ravens need to add another free agent tight end. I get really excited about David Njoku, bro.
That's what I was saying, bro.
I love to see David Njoku, but he's a weapon, bro. Like he's a legit weapon. He's a run after catch monster. He can also block. Man, David Njoku, Zay Flowers, Derrick Henry. Suddenly, I'm feeling pretty good about that.
Bro, that was the same name I was looking at when I was live streaming today. I pulled up the tight end free agents after we lost Likely and Kohler, and I was like, David Njoku actually really excites me here.
Yeah. Oh, and Goddard's out there too, and he's a ball player too. So we can talk about guys in a little bit that are still available. There was recently there was a post. Maxx Crosby has officially arrived in Baltimore. He posted a picture of the harbor. So
sick. Man, I saw someone comment that, but I'm out of touch right now since we're on live here.
It's exciting. I just saw it on X. But let's talk about the biggest loss, Ryan. You want to talk about the biggest loss?
We got to jump to the biggest loss.
All right.
Tyler Linderbaum.
Talk about
3-year, $81 million, $27 million per year. Big loss. Didn't think he would leave. I didn't, but I didn't think he'd get that number. Like if you would have said, hey, Linderbaum was getting 25 or 27, I would have been like 100% he's gone. I just was thinking that. And did you see the other centers? Like McGovern signed yesterday for $13 million a year. May signed today before Linderbaum for $8 million. Like this is in a different stratosphere.
This is desperation.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand why the Raiders, like they're going to be drafting Mendoza, right? The number one.
Yeah, and then they got the 14th pick now.
So they want to protect Mendoza, their quarterback they're bringing in, and they want to have a strong run game with Genty, who they just drafted in the top 10 last year. So I get it, but $27 million per year is absolutely nuts, Ryan. That's just like off the rocker. Like tackle usually money. when a position gets reset, it gets reset by like $3 million per year. maybe $5 million per year, but almost a $10 million jump per year, especially whenever we talked about this last time. Because I told you, I was like, dude, I'm less than 50% about
Yeah.
Lindy. And I said, Creed Humphrey. You could argue that Creed Humphrey's a better center than Tyler
I would say
Linderbaum.
he probably is. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, he's making 18, but
Yep.
you could have said, all right, well, even though we think Creed's better, that was a year or two ago. We want to keep you. We're going to give you 20, give you a $2 million more than the best center in football right now. Or maybe even 22, like a 4, but 27 is just crazy. So I can't even be mad at Eric DeCosta. Like I'm not. There's nothing that he could have done because they offered a record-setting market deal before free agency. They really wanted him back, but the agent of Tyler Linderbaum said, "No, we want to hit free agency," and you see why? Because there was a bidding war. The Commanders wanted him, the Ravens wanted him, the Raiders wanted him. I think there was other teams interested as well. And ultimately the Raiders say, bro, we're nobody's winning this bid.
Yeah. And Jeff Zrebiec actually did some digging and found the Ravens offer. So I'm taking him for his word here, but they offered 4 years, $88 million. So the Ravens went up to $22 million per year.
Wow.
Which is steep, man. Like, to me, that shows like they wanted him bad. You don't just offer, like, that is a market resetting deal, $4 million over,
dude.
But they wouldn't lower. So that was a 4-year deal. The Ravens wouldn't lower the year term to 3 years, and they wouldn't meet that value clearly. So I mean, the Ravens were aggressive. Yeah, bro, it's insane.
That's more than most wide receivers.
It's insane. I can't believe he got 27. And now, like, if you're Creed Humphrey and the Chiefs, like, Chiefs about to trade him in 2 years or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're not now. It's what, 30 million for this next center?
Yeah,
I mean,
if I'm Creed Humphrey, I'm saying, bruh,
restructure now.
Thank you, Tyler, for taking that L and going to the crappy Raiders for me to go get.
Well, when has a center been as important as like a left tackle? To make that money, you know what I mean? It's not the same type of position at all.
All I can say is they must have felt really, really high on him, and they must have really thought that he was going to do a lot for Ginty and for their rookie quarterback Mendoza. So, like I said, I understand why the Raiders would want to do it. They had a crap ton of money, plus they just cleared like all the money from Crosby as well. So they didn't money wasn't a big issue for them. Plus, they're going to have their rookie quarterback for the next on the rookie contract for the next 5 years. Hopefully, Mendoza works out. So I understand why they would do it. It's just the Ravens would have been malpractice for us to go above what we offered, above 22, but to go all the way to 27 or even more than 25, it's just too much, man. Yeah, it hurts because it leaves it's a big hole.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the reality. The Ravens offensive line was not good last year. They had issues at left guard and right guard. And now you lose your center. So we can talk about who they did sign if you want to next.
I can pull that up too. Yeah. Well, let's get to the super chat real fast.
Yeah.
She's been sitting here for a while. Maji with the 10, appreciate you. D gets elite players, offense gets crumbs, if even that. How many times do we have to see this movie? We can't get a wide receiver 1 or high end 2 and at least one high end O lineman in the draft. 89, always unreliable. It does feel like we just were talking about. I mean, there is a hole on the O line right now. There's no doubt. But I also think it's too early. We got to see how the roster plays out and what the moves have. And it's too early to just say this is the same old movie because I don't know how this offensive line looks in September. And I also think it's important to point out that this new coaching staff deserves a chance to get the best out of whoever is there before we're just even some guys that were there last year before we just write off and say that Bullock doesn't have a chance to develop or Emory Jones Jr. isn't going to leap and win a job or Voorhees doesn't even get better or whatever, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, Roger Rosengarten takes a leap. Hopefully this new coaching staff, Dwayne Ledford on the O-line can bring more out of guys, but I totally get the frustration. I mean, at this moment where we sit right now, it does it feels like we got some serious holes and we don't have a lot of pass catchers and like we didn't make a lot of moves on offense. Our defense kind of stacked. Offense is looking like it has some holes, but I just think we should TBD a tiny bit until September. But what are your thoughts, Noah?
Like, for overall on the offense?
Or just this super chat. Yeah, just basically the movie's playing out over again where we're not really adding a lot of resources to the O-line. We got worse on the O-line. We didn't add a top receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand the concern. I do. I just think from a Ravens front office perspective, they're thinking that the offensive issues were more so, well, we had Lamar hurt for a couple of games. We didn't have a lot of continuity. Our offensive line coach and our overall offensive coaching took a big step back. A lot of players didn't develop like we thought, but we're bringing in a brand new scheme, and we got Lamar, we got Henry, we still got our left and right tackle, we still have our wide receiver one, we still have our tight end one, and Mark Andrews. And I understand, like, I said I wanted Likely over Andrews, but we also just can't gloss over the fact that, like, let's look at the numbers, bro. Like, Isaiah Likely had 307 yards last year with 1 touchdown. Mark Andrews had 422 yards with 5 touchdowns. So he's been more productive, and you could say, opportunities and stuff like that, but their snap percentage was pretty similar. And Mark Andrews has put up better numbers than Likely, even though I did want Likely over at Mark. So, like, I understand the concern, but let's see what they do with the 45th overall pick. Let's see if there's anyone else available via trade. Let's see what else Eric DeCosta has up his sleeve. The reality is you can't have like superstars in every position. Like, no team can, but you can build a nice roster. You can build depth, and you can have superstars at certain positions. And I'm certainly I'm excited that one of our superstars is finally at the edge position.
Yeah.
Like, it's so important to get pressure. Edge is so important. So we got superstars right now at edge, at quarterback, and you could argue those are the top 2 positions. And I don't know if you want to call Zay Flowers a superstar, but I'll say this. He's a top 10, 15 receiver. I mean, he had over 1,200 yards.
Yeah.
He's a Pro Bowler.
Yeah,
and he's a wide receiver 1, So
Henry, Kyle Hamilton. Yeah, I think there's a lot of resources, but I do get the fear, I guess, of like, oh shoot, we just regressed on the O-line. Because I feel that too. But let's get into what you were gonna bring up earlier. And we did make one small addition, I'd say. I mean, maybe 10 million a year is not small, but I think this is a like mid signing. It's not like blowing anyone away. I don't think it's moving the needle in a substantial way. But John Simpson, who has played left guard, has been here before, so on the Raiders for a bit, recently on the Jets, has pretty much always played left guard. So I would imagine he slots in there. And just my quick thoughts too, because I talked about this earlier a lot. But I think it's like a C+. Like I'm not like ecstatic, but I think it's like a safe floor move, if that makes sense. Like, it's a comfortable depth option, but it's not moving the needle for me like in a substantial way as like, oh shoot, we got a beast left guard. It's not like Vega in the draft or something. Like, it's a little different than that, but he's 28 years old, heading into his prime here. I feel like we are going to get his best years. Hopefully this new coaching staff brings the best out of him, and maybe he doesn't even win the job. Maybe he's competing. 10 million a year makes me think he's going to win the job, but I'm just saying it's not a bad guy to throw into the mix and compete, but it's not like, I'm not like ecstatic about the move.
Yeah.
But
I'll say this, Ryan, and I believe we agreed on this, but the last few weeks, what I've been saying is you just have to add at least one average to above average starting guard in free agency. But that was under the impression that we kept Tyler Linderbaum.
Right. Yeah.
And I would have felt really good about the offensive line. So I'll ask you this. Is John Simpson an improvement from Daniel Falele and Andrew Voorhees?
Yeah.
To me, it's absolutely. Like,
Yeah, I think that's a guarantee.
I think John Simpson's better than. So here's the thing. Without a shadow of a doubt, everyone would agree that we just improved at the guard position,
Yeah,
right?
I agree with
From
that. I
where
don't
we
think
were.
it's substantial, but I do agree with
It
that
may not be
100%.
substantial,
Yeah.
but definitely an improvement
Yeah.
from where we were at a guard position.
Yeah.
And I would say right now, no matter who we get, we downgraded at center, right? So we got a little bit better at left guard, and we got worse at center. To me, that kind of puts our offensive line similar to where it was last year. And you could give it maybe a little bit of a boost because you're bringing in Dwayne Ledford, who's consistently everywhere he coaches has a top 10 unit, and you get excited about Declan Doyle and what the coaching staff is going to do with the offensive line, but you need more work. This offensive line needs more work, and there are some guys still out there in free agency, and there is a lot of guys in the draft.
Yeah, draft's got a lot of interior depth.
A lot of interior depth.
Center, mid-round center options. Yeah, no, I agree. I'm comfortable with the signing. I'm just not like over the hill about it, but like,
I texted you. I was
me.
like, I said I don't like it for 10. I would have thought maybe 8, like a 3-year, $24 million deal.
Let's see what the cap hit is. Maybe the cap hit's 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea.
And maybe it just looks nice and fluffy like this. Maybe the first year is only guaranteed like $9 million guaranteed, and then the 2 back years are like backloaded and non-guaranteed. So we'll have to see what it looks like. But I like the center out of Florida. I'd be interested to target him in 2nd or 3rd round. I think his name is Jake Slaughter.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did a mock draft when I was live today, and I got him in the 4th round.
Really?
Yep.
And then there's some guard options there. Manuel Pregnan from Oregon. Who's the other guy that's been around that area too? We can look at some draft options later, but you want to talk about some more guys that we lost?
Yep, let's get to it. I'm going to run through these super chats real quick because we got 3 or 4 stacked up here. Just want to keep up with them. Maji again with the 2. Thank you. Oh, it's too early. It's year 9 with the same holes. All right. Well, I mean, it's a fair argument right now, but let's rediscuss this in August, September-ish and see what this O-line looks like. But yeah, at the moment, not putting the resources to the O-line. I feel you. Daniel with the 2. Appreciate you. Had to do my breaks. Did I miss anything? The only news we broke on here is our Darius Washington to the Giants was what happened probably only in the last like 4 hours. That's the most recent news, right? I mean, we haven't had news in a little bit here today. So our Darius to the Giants is probably the only thing you missed. Maji again with the 5. Zay is not a wide receiver 1 on any other contender. Bateman not even a wide receiver 3 on 1. Simpson is a flag magnet coming off a career worst year, career high in sacks. Any response, Noah?
I appreciate the super. I just don't agree.
Yeah,
I think
we'll see.
Zay Flowers I think I'm not that I disagree with everything on here. Yeah. I disagree with the fact that Zay Flowers isn't a wide receiver 1 on any other contender. I'm telling you what, if Zay Flowers is on the Chiefs, he's still wide receiver 1. If Zay Flowers was on the Bills, he's still wide receiver 1. If Zay Flowers was on the Chargers, all these contenders, the Patriots, all these guys. Who was the wide receiver 1 on the Patriots last year? Stephon Diggs. You're telling me at this point, Stephon Diggs is better than Zay Flowers? No, not a chance. Zay Flowers has had back-to-back Pro Bowl seasons over 1,000 yards. This last year, over 1,200 yards. So I think that's just not true that he wouldn't be a wide receiver 1 on any other contender. If you're saying – some people think when they say wide receiver 1, they picture like an X receiver. They picture like an outside
AJ Brown,
receiver, but that's not what a wide receiver 1 means. I mean, your tight end could be your top target. Your wide receiver 1 is who's getting the most volume, who's the most talented. I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown, is he a wide receiver 1? Yeah, he is. Does he play mainly in the slot? Is he a smaller guy? Yeah, he is. So, and Tyreek Hill, when Tyreek Hill was an absolute star on the Chiefs, was he a wide receiver 1? Yes, even though he wasn't a stereotypical X. But I understand what you're saying about Bateman. You can't really argue with the production this last year. He's been up and down with injuries, and I agree with you about Simpson being a flag magnet coming off of a career worst year. But also, he was on the terrible Jets, and he didn't have a lot of help around him. And he was still, even with a bad year last year, better than Andrew Voorhees and Daniel Falele. So,
yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to who did we not talk about that left? Kohler, our other tight end option, heads to the LA Ravens, aka the Chargers, and gets a 3-year, $24.3 million contract that makes him, they phrased this in a unique way, that makes him the NFL's highest paid blocking tight end. I do think he is way more capable of catching passes and being an all-around tight end, but the way they phrased it, he reset the market for blocking tight ends.
Right.
But we lost another tight end. What's your thoughts on this, man?
Yeah, it's just funny because Kohler coming out of the draft was not a blocker. That was actually like one of his weaknesses. But in order for him to see the field more, he had to develop as a blocker and put on some weight. I mean, he was actually one of the best receiving tight ends in the draft when we picked him up. Got him ahead of Likely. So I think he came out of Iowa, right?
Yep. Yeah, it was a couple picks. They were both 4th-round picks. He was like a couple picks in front of Likely. We went back-to-back tight ends, which I saw Ryan Mink post an article today saying like the Ravens are set up to do that again because they just lost him.
Yeah. I wanted to see Kohler back, man, but were they going to go $8 million a year? I think the Ravens were probably thinking more like 5-6 per year, maybe 7. But we don't know. We don't know what they offered.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there's probably more pressing needs than,
backup tight end.
Backup tight end.
Yeah, because it is backup. He would be a backup in Baltimore, so you have to. I mean, I am bummed about losing Kohler. I do think he got a great deal though, and that's the theme of all of these guys we lost today. It's like, whoa, you see that contract? You know what I mean? Besides maybe Likely, that one seems like fair and normal, but a lot of the other ones, like I think Likely was definitely more about opportunity than money, but a lot of the other guys who left, it was about getting the bag and resetting, their lives really. So I wish Kohler the best, man. Hopefully we can find some tight ends in the draft, or maybe even, like we talked about earlier, go grab a veteran tight end like Njoku or Goddard or somebody out there. Like that would make a lot of sense too. So
yeah. And I think you could probably get an Njoku around the same price.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know what his market would be.
Yeah, he was coming off like a pretty injured season last year. And he only had 293 yards, 4 touchdowns. So, I mean, the year before that, he had 64 catches, 500 yards, 5 touchdowns. The year before that, he had a pretty monster year, 882 yards and 6 touchdowns. But, down year last year, also had inconsistent quarterback play and injuries. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes anywhere between $8 to $12 million per year. And if that's the case, I'd rather go with Njoku. So,
yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Kohler's headed to the Chargers. Another guy that we lost today. I think this was the first deal, if I'm not mistaken. He, like pretty much immediately after free agency legal tampering period opened, and that was Draymond Jones to the Patriots, 3-year, $39 million.
Yeah, I didn't expect that we were going to bring him back.
Not after the Crosby move, no.
Not after the Crosby. Yeah, I wanted to bring him back, but I didn't expect that we would, especially after we just, about to pay Crosby $30+ million a year. So,
yeah, I'm not surprised. Patriots get a good pass rusher, though, man. I thought Draymond's time here short. Obviously we just traded for him, but it was effective. Like our pass rush was abysmal. And then when he came in, it was like the first sign of life. You know what I mean? It was like, all right, this guy's playing with the type of mentality that we need to. He's actually getting some pressures on the quarterback. So I think New England actually got a solid deal here. What's that come into, like $13 million a year? I mean, that's appropriate, really. I think he, Khalil Mack got, because we were talking about Mack as an option. He got like $18 million or $19 million or something like that. And Jalen Phillips today, by the way, reset the market. I
That
don't
was
know if you saw
crazy,
that
bro.
too, but he went to Carolina for a bag. So $30 million a year. We were over here like spitballing if we could sign Phillips. Like, not for 30, man. We got Crosby for the same price.
Yeah. Yeah. Jalen Phillips' deal was pretty shocking. I thought he was going to be getting like 20 mil, 25 mil per year, but like, poof.
Yeah. You think we
was
just draft edge depth now? Because the free agent market, unless we wait a while, you could wait a while and get like a vet that's a lot cheaper. But I'm saying the pass rush or edge market is expensive. Like that's not really where you get like cheap contracts. So it's like, do we just hit the draft now for depth at edge? We obviously have Crosby, Mike Green, Tavius. Like we're looking a lot better when you add Maxx Crosby to that room. But are we done?
Hey, Ryan, like, man, I done said go all in. Let's mess around. Let's mess around inside Trey Hendrickson, bro.
Oh, dude. We'd be broke. Everybody would be really mad about the O-line. We'd have no resources. But yeah, hey man, that is all in. I can't believe he actually didn't sign today.
Yeah.
Like that's a big name, big ticket item that's just still hanging out there. And usually most of those are kind of done quickly.
Yeah, I think they're letting the teams have this bidding war. There's probably a good amount of teams interested.
Does he beat Phillips?
Oh.
So it's 30 plus?
I don't know.
Dang.
Let's see who else is still out there. You see Boye Mafe got 20?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Dude. That's why I'm like looking at the edges and I'm like, who could we possibly afford? Like
Owe. Did you see Owe's?
He got 20 with the Commanders.
20 he got more than 20.
Was it? More than 20, I thought it was 4. Was it 25?
Yeah, bro. He got 100 million.
4 years.
When I saw Odafe Owe getting 100 million, I said,
"No, I know he got the bag." Was it 4 or 5 years?
I tell you what,
I'm finding it right now.
I think it was 4.
I just reposted it.
Odafe Owe, he's got to be thinking
it is 4, 25 million a season.
Yeah, he's got to be thinking Jesse Minter in that Chargers defense. He's got to be thinking that he got out of Baltimore, because if he would have finished the year in Baltimore with 3-4 sacks,
he's getting Draymond Jones deal right here.
Yeah, exactly. But instead he goes for 100 million. I mean, that's life changing. That's life altering.
No, yeah, the Commanders I think struck out on a few and went shopping for Owe. I mean,
yeah.
I'm looking at it now, $68 million guaranteed. Owe to the Commanders, 4-year, $100 million. Yeah, that is that is insane, bro.
Well, let's talk about who else is out there at edge, because while we're on the edge topic, we got Trey Hendrickson. He's expected to get 25 a year, but we'll see, because that makes sense, because Owe and Phillips are in that range, and Trey's a little older. Joey Bosa still out there. I'd be intrigued by that one. He wouldn't cost as much. Arnold Ebiketie was a guy that a lot of people wanted the Ravens to draft. He's been productive for the Falcons. K'Lavon Chaisson's an interesting name. He's a really effective speed rusher, was very good for the Patriots this last year with some big sacks. If you want to go like another vet, Cam Jordan's out there too.
Yeah.
And I believe I think Cam Jordan was released, so he wouldn't cost a compensatory pick.
He's always been like connected. I feel like he's always kind of bonded with some Ravens too. Maybe it's just because of the Mark Ingram relationship, but he used to always just be like showing love to Baltimore.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind bringing back Clowney, bro. Clowney had a nice year last year.
Yeah, that someone like that makes a lot of sense. I think, because that would not break the bank.
No,
we're obviously in tight when it comes to like edge money, because we just got Crosby.
Yeah. But I mean, Maxx Crosby, Mike Green, Tavius Robinson. We got Adisa Isaac. Who else am I forgetting, Ryan?
I think that's pretty much it from like potential starters, and Isaac's even like a project, because like Jabo's a free agent, so he was in the mix, but he, we'll see where he lands. Malik Ham's like practice squad guy.
Yeah.
Could be forgetting somebody, but I really think that's it. I think it's like those 4. So I think we add to that room, but it definitely could be in the draft. It's not the end of the world if we draft a guy in the 2nd or 3rd round to add to that room. I mean, Maxx Crosby getting put in that room makes everyone feel a lot better, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And we'll just let the other guys dog it out. We got 2 more guys we haven't talked about here.
Let's do it.
This one's not as crazy, but a little surprising. And that is Jordan Stout becomes the highest paid punter in the NFL and also goes to the Giants. So you got Jordan Stout, Isaiah Likely, and Ardarius Washington all in New York with John Harbaugh. And Jordan Stout gets paid, man. The Ravens obviously did not want to make him the highest paid punter. I doubt that they just didn't want him. I mean, they drafted him in the 4th round. He just had his best season. Yeah. But they probably didn't want to reset the punter market with him, is my guess.
Hey, Ravens can call up Noah from For the Flock, and I'll take like 100,000 a year. That's penny.
Yeah. All right, can you kick?
I mean, that's below vet min. I mean, what's vet min, like 800,000?
Yeah, it raises, so I'm not sure.
Like $1 million now?
Yeah, I'm not. I'll look it up right now.
I can kick a ball 50 yards. I can put a ball 50 yards. But no, for real. I mean, yeah, I'm not worried about this one. I saw some people that are upset, but like punters, like the least of my concerns. I think they'll grab a couple of the guys undrafted, have them battle it out, and we'll rock and roll. There's also some vets out there that they could sign.
Townsend's probably the top punter still sitting out there. But yeah, I mean, at this point, do the Ravens even want to spend money on a punter? They might just be like, hey, I agree with you, man. I don't know if it's worth resetting the punter market. I don't think that position is like, I mean, it is important, but it doesn't make or break your team by any means. So giving out the highest punter contract in the league is steep. Yeah. But yeah, that one. And then another one that he hasn't went anywhere yet, as far as I know, since we're live. But the Ravens did not tag Keaton Mitchell.
Yeah.
So they could have tagged him with the original tag, which is $3.5 million, which makes him a restricted free agent. So they get to match any offer. And he basically stays. You know what I mean? At that point, people don't even offer him contracts usually.
Right.
Or we could have 2nd round tendered him, which was $5 million. I know why we didn't do that. Like, obviously that's a lot more. And, you know, it's just not a usual route unless you have a big name guy. But their decision to not tender him at all and make him an unrestricted free agent. He actually tweeted earlier. He was like, ooh-wee to this news, but I can't find it anymore. So he must have took it down, but I did have it in the live. But what's your thoughts on this? The Ravens kind of moving on in a way here. I mean,
surprising. Surprising. The only thing I can think of is maybe they thought, man, we can sign him for like $2 million. But you know, which would be cheaper than the tag, save a little bit of money. But obviously they don't view him like a lot of us view him. They must view Justice Hill clearly above him on the depth chart. And we'll see if what he gets on the market. But I would have loved to have seen Keaton Mitchell. I thought that maybe with the new coordinator that he would have been excited about a speedy running back, especially with some of the more zone type of runs that we're expecting. But we'll see. I guess the Ravens, maybe they felt out the market and thought they could get him a little cheaper. We'll see how it works out. But obviously they aren't too high on him, or they would have just paid the $3 million.
Yeah, that's my thoughts too. It doesn't necessarily mean he's gone. I saw a lot of reaction to this immediately was like Keaton's definitely gone. And I get it. It's way higher odds. Like if he's restricted, there's like no chance he's gone. And all you had to do was pay him 3.5 and you would keep him. But they didn't do that. So he is unrestricted. And Fowler earlier today said, watch the Giants. Surprise, surprise. Right. So
that would actually be surprising because Harbaugh, you had to beg him to get him on the field.
I know, right?
Having him as inactive. Yeah,
it makes you think like, is Harbaugh just learning from mistakes, or like, it makes you think there's like more to that, right? Because there's so many guys heading to New York with John.
All right,
you don't hate him.
I understand Stout, like because he's like a big special teams guy, wants to wants to play good
Yeah.
special teams. I understand wanting to bring Stout over.
And they offered him the biggest contract in the NFL at punter.
Yeah,
So.
I understand our Darius Washington because of like how hard he plays and like how he came up as an undrafted free agent, and like Harbaugh likes those guys that put their nose to the grindstone and go. I was a little bit surprised about Likely going to the Giants. But hey.
Yeah, they got Greg Roman over there too.
Yeah.
I don't think he's the coordinator, but he's on the staff. So
Yeah.
interesting situation. A lot of guys going over there. But yeah, Keaton's not gone yet. I mean, I haven't seen any news that he's signed anywhere, and I check constantly.
Yeah.
So I think, he's still in the mix. It's just the odds went down though substantially from being a restricted free agent to an unrestricted free agent. I mean, he gets to completely test now.
Yeah.
Let's get to some of these super chats too that were stacked up here. MG, appreciate you with the 2. Why didn't we keep D-Hop? Isn't he an elite wide receiver 1? He was at some point. I actually loved D-Hop on this team last year. He was another guy that just didn't get enough volume, in my opinion. I'm not sure why we didn't keep him. I mean, I guess it was because we ate some dead money because his contract voided. Him and Tylan Wallace's contracts both voided. And we have to pay dead money for their contracts, which to me doesn't mean we can't bring them back, but it's just less likely, right? Because you would get the extension done and not eat the dead money. So it does seem like Wallace and D-Hop are gone.
Right. Yeah, they probably are. I'd like to see him back, but he didn't get enough volume, in my opinion. Like when he was on the field, he got the targets, but he really wasn't on the field a lot.
Yeah.
I saw someone earlier say that Tez is better than Bateman, and I just want to address this because I'm seeing a lot of Ravens fans saying this. Bro, I like Tez. I'm excited about Tez, and I hope that Tez turns out to be like a legit wide receiver 2, the vertical threat that we all thought he would be. But I mean, he's now had 2 seasons with opportunities, and we haven't seen much. I mean, and we can't just say that he's better than Bateman. I mean, Bateman is proven. Bateman, I mean, he had in 2024 756 yards and 9 touchdowns. I mean, that's proven in the NFL.
The talent's obvious. I think the talent's obvious if you can get him motivated and get him the ball. You know what I mean? Like find a way to get him the ball and he'll be engaged. I think the talent's there. Bateman is good.
And Bateman, he's like the same age as Zay Flowers. He's still really young. And there's a report out there if you want to talk about that as well. I mean, that Bateman is available via trade.
Yeah, where's that coming from?
I think I saw it from Jordan Schultz.
Let me look up Rashad Bateman real quick. I did see it, but unless this is my take on it, unless Bateman is demanding to leave,
I think
you don't trade that contract. So if Bateman does want out, then very fair. Yeah, it's Jeremy Fowler is who reported that.
Reputable.
And he just said he's coming up in conversations as a receiver that is potentially available.
Yeah.
But you don't move from Bateman unless he's demanding out. Hollywood asked out, kind of wanted out. We honored the request and got it done when the time was right. If Bateman's like wanting out, then you probably honor the request. We want guys here who like want a ball for the Ravens and are motivated to play. Right. But if it's not that, and he's just like, hey man, I want more opportunity in this offense. Well, we didn't bring any wide receivers in. I think he's going to have that opportunity in this Doyle offense. And the talent is there to have another 24 type season. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. I do not want to trade Bateman unless he wants out. Then yes, move on.
Yeah. He's on such a good, like you said, good contract, like a steal of a deal. I just wonder, like, what do you think he would get?
Not
like
much.
What, like a fifth?
Yeah, if that. Yeah, it's not it's not much value. It's because his production has been lower, so there's really like no incentive for the Ravens to trade him here.
Right.
Besides him not wanting to be there, that'd be the only thing, and I haven't heard that from him. So like, we've seen some frustration, but that could be lack of involvement. You know what I mean? And we have a brand new coaching staff here that can get you involved. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd like to keep him and let him play out this contract and see if we can maximize this talent, because I think he's got a lot of talent, man. I'd rather hold on to him unless we have to move on.
Yeah.
Be more. Thank you for the 5. Regardless of who it is, it's way easier to help a struggling center than it is to help a struggling guard. Let's see how it plays out. I agree. If you put talent around, like, that's why center has never been the most valuable position. It's actually like the least valuable position.
Right.
I mean, you need a smart center. I'm not saying you need a good center. There are good centers and bad centers, but it is not the most important position. And as of right now, we haven't put a lot of resources to the O-line, so it's hard to say that, like, we'll be fine. But I also think we could hide it.
I just instantly, when you were like, it's not the most important positions, like, I totally agree. But then I totally remembered, and whenever Lamar Jackson had the ball thrown over his head in the playoffs and then got concussed. No, that was Macari.
Yeah.
Do you remember whenever?
But Linderbaum did that in the Buffalo game, week 2 in the playoffs, when Lamar went back and fumbled and Von Miller took it all the way back. Macari was playing guard. Week 2 Buffalo, Linderbaum snapped that over his head.
So then both of his centers have snapped the ball.
They've both done it. Yeah.
Both in the playoffs too.
Yeah.
So that's just fun. That's just great.
Insane. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just throw the ball over our quarterback's head and get him concussed. Yeah. So hopefully, whoever the next center is, let's just not throw it over his head in the playoffs.
Snap accurately. Yeah. Travis with the 5. Appreciate you. Love the Crosby trade. Definitely hurts to see Likely go, but Ravens know how to produce good tight ends. But we have to get protection for Lamar. Yeah. I think that's like the theme of the live, man. Like, we're hyped for the Crosby trade. It's a game-changing, franchise-changing trade, but we need to put resources to the offensive line, especially after Linderbaum's departure. I think we can probably draft and get some solid tight ends, maybe even hit free agency and add another piece or two. But O-line is biggest hole.
Yeah.
Lawrence with the 2. Appreciate you. 6 sacks got Owe $100 million. Yeah, I think he ended up with 7 during the regular season and 3 in the playoffs. Great year with Minter. And then
most he ever had in Baltimore was like 5, right?
No, he had 10 the year before. That's why I thought he was going to break out. He finally hit double digits.
You're right.
Me. But I think the year before his contract year, he had 10. I thought he was going to get 12 to 15. I was like, guys coming off a 10-sack season in a contract year.
Mike McDonald.
No, it was Orr's first year.
2020.
It was 2 years ago. Yeah.
You're right. For some reason, I'm thinking that was with Mike, but it was with Orr.
Orr's first year, Owe got 10 sacks, and then contract year last year, most of us are like, this dude's going to break out in a contract year.
Yeah, we were thinking like 15 sacks.
Yeah, like think Matt Judon's or Darius Smith. Like, all these guys explode when there's money on the line, and Owe had 0, and then we traded
0 with Baltimore.
And now, hey, man, he got the bag, $25 million a season, 4-year, $100 million, 68 guaranteed. Yeah. Sheesh.
Yes.
Appreciate you, Travis, for becoming a member as well.
Much love.
But yeah, I mean, we don't have any more guys to go over. I don't think we cover everybody. I believe we covered everybody.
So we lost. Let's go.
We lost Linderbaum, Stout,
Lindy, Stout,
Likely, Draymond.
Yep.
Kohler. Ardarius, and then we brought in John Simpson, and we re-signed. We didn't talk about this at all, actually. We re-signed Tyler Huntley over the weekend.
Right.
So that was announced, and he's officially back as the backup quarterback, 2-year deal. I'm happy about that.
Yes. Now, I'll say this because it doesn't look good from the rip, right? Like, just looking at all the guys you lost and you brought in. I mean, the 2 players they brought in are starters, and one's a superstar. So you brought in Maxx Crosby. He's going to fix your pass rush. And you brought in John Simpson, who's at least an average guard. And I like Simpson. He plays with that nasty, like that mauler mentality. he's a big, strong dude on the offensive line, and I think he'll help pave some ways for Derrick Henry. Yes, he did have some penalty problems, but you're hoping that with Dwayne Ledford coaching up this offensive line and him being only 28, still in his prime, all this starting. I mean, he's been a starter for 5 years.
Yeah.
He's been at least like the best left guard on every roster he's been on the last 5 years. I mean, that's the reality. He's been a starter, and he's got proven experience. He provides a floor. I think he's an average guard, and he'll get after it in the run game. And he's a big, strong dude. So definitely an improvement over Falele and Voorhees, like we said. So you improve at left guard, and then you majorly improve at edge. And then the rest of the guys that you lost, let's be real, only one of them was an important starter.
Yeah, Linderbaum.
That's Linderbaum.
Was like that hurts the team.
That one hurts.
Yeah.
Likely hurts. Was he a starter? No. You know, Mark Andrews and Kohler were getting more snaps than he was. Kohler hurts a little bit, not a like deal breaker in my opinion. I'm not worried about Stout leaving, like the punter position. AD didn't play a lot last year. He was a depth guy. Draymond Jones, he was a starter, but I mean, you kind of already dealt with that with bringing in Crosby. So it doesn't, like, if you just like look at all the guys lost and then like the guys gained, it doesn't look good off the onset. But like none of these guys are important starters besides Linderbaum.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I agree. I was just looking through some of the deals today. It is crazy to see Owe top 3.
Yeah, dude.
Top 3.
Hey, bro.
Phillips, Alec Pierce ended up staying, and then
he got overpaid, in my opinion.
The Commanders said they were ready to offer 30, but he stayed with the Colts.
Yeah.
So then, and then Owe.
I was him, I would have went and played with Jane Daniels.
Yeah, crazy.
Instead of thinking, I mean, they were just in the NFC Championship a season ago.
I don't know if he knew that. I don't know if he knew what their number was. I mean, hopefully his agent's doing due diligence behind the scenes, but he signed right before free agency kicked off. Yeah. So, like, technically, you're not allowed to talk. That's what, like, the purpose of legal tampering is, you know?
Yeah.
Our Darius just put up a goodbye message. So,
did he?
Yeah, we'll show that real quick, just because if anyone's tuning in later, Darius is on the Giants. Yep. So he said, "Thank you, Flock Nation and Baltimore organization. Major love always."
Yep.
Darius Washington signs with the Giants. What was that number again? Oh, 1-year deal. I don't know.
Yeah, it was like small. It was like 2 or 3 million.
Do we is Gilman in the mix, or do we go elsewhere or go to the draft? Because we need a safety.
Interesting. I don't know. There's a lot of safeties. They said that this is one of the best years you can need a safety in the draft. So,
I mean, hopefully we don't take one high. I definitely think O-line is the priority right now, but we are going to have to add a safety into this mix here. And it will be interesting to see how the Ravens divvy up their remaining funds, because there's no way they weren't planning to spend $22 million. I'll go back to the beginning tweet here by Jeff. The Ravens offered Tyler Linderbaum 4-year, $88. That's $22 million a season. The Ravens also traded for Maxx Crosby, who makes $30 million a season, or has a $30 million cap hit. That's $52 million they were ready to spend before Wednesday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's like some serious bread being thrown around by the Ravens. Didn't end up landing with Linderbaum. Where's the remaining funds funnel into?
Yeah, I mean, that money that they were about to drop on Tyler is going to go somewhere.
Yeah. Do you split it up? I mean, there's
not
a
lot of guys. That's why I said we're going with Trey Hendrickson, bro.
Dude, that would be all in. Somebody did comment that, and they were like, somebody commented that, and we were like, other teams are going to score like 6 points or something. We could just get Trey Hendrickson and Maxx Crosby. It doesn't matter how good the offense is. Just score. Like old Ravens days, just give us 10. You know what I mean?
Guys, I promise you, I'd be shocked, Ryan, if this offense wasn't top 5 next year.
I'd be shocked too, and I think Doyle's going to bring a lot of creativity to this mix too. And we still have Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry.
Derrick
And
Henry.
but we need to add to the line, you know what I
We
mean?
do.
But I do think the coaching staff adds a massive wrinkle that a lot of people are just kind of writing off, you know what I mean? And just thinking about the departures as players, not thinking about how this coaching staff wants to formulate a team. Maybe that's not the exact personnel. Like maybe we don't bring back a Ricard because they don't want to use a fullback or something. Like maybe they're going in a different direction to fit their style and get fresh players in here because we have a whole new coaching staff. I mean, let's be real. This team's going to look a lot different next year.
Yeah. Okay, Ryan, I'm going to give an optimistic swing, okay?
All right. Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right. Do you think? Let's look. We got these pieces coming back. We got left tackle Ronnie Stanley coming back. We got left guard John Simpson, improvement. We got right tackle Roger Rosengarten. We got 3 core pieces here that we know are going to be starters, that are going to play well, okay? We also have Emory Jones, who we are excited about. And let me ask you this, Ryan. If we would have started Emory Jones at right guard last year over Daniel Falele, would it have been better?
Yeah, I don't know. Probably at some point, yeah. He was hurt, though, for over half the season, so that's what
he was. Even when he came back,
like, that sucks.
Yeah. Even when he came back, though, in his limited action, he looked better than Falele.
It was just such a small sample size. That's why I say probably. But, yeah, I agree with you. I think the potential's way higher, and it's mainly because of how he was in college.
Right.
Like, this dude was a starting right tackle for LSU as a freshman. Like, this is a 3rd round pick that he is not a scrub, man. I'm telling you right now, Emory is going to compete. And whether he wins the job, to me, depends on how much competition we add to that room. But like, I would lean towards him probably winning the right guard spot because that's his side. I don't think we're moving John Simpson, right? Just because he's been starting in the NFL at left guard for so long.
I think John Simpson, you can write him in pen for left guard. Left tackle's taken care of, left guard's taken care of, right tackle's taken care of, and then you're going to let Emory Jones and Andrew Voorhees compete for right guard and
whoever else.
And that's going to be an improvement from wherever you were last year because Daniel Falele was terrible at right guard. So if we look at it that way, that pretty much we have improved everywhere else on the offensive line except for center. You know? Just throwing it out there.
We're going to regress at center, but that doesn't mean that the entire O-line regresses with new pieces and a brand new coaching staff. Like, I just don't want to underrate the fact that Dwayne Ledford is one of the best offensive line coaches and run game coordinators in the NFL. Right. That's who's on our team. And we're going to have a creative, innovative offense with Doyle, who has no film out there, by the way. Like, nobody knows what this is exactly going to look like. The Ravens are heading into week 1 with a massive advantage because you have no idea what they're bringing. We're not going to show our cards in the preseason. You have no idea what the Ravens are going to look like week 1 in September.
Yeah, it's going to be a total surprise. Total surprise. Do you want to talk about some guys that you'd be interested in signing, or where do you want to go?
Let me pull up. I'm going to pull up the remaining free agents. I was looking for because it's moving so fast. I was looking for a list that wasn't way out of date. Let me see. Spotrac might be the best place, actually.
Because, I mean, there's some guys that I would still be very intrigued by.
Yeah, if you could start talking about a couple guys that
so
you still like here while I pull this up.
Some of the top guys out there, Trey Hendrickson, are they going to bring him in realistically after paying all this money to Crosby? Probably not, but hey, man, you never know. Devin Lloyd, linebacker. The Ravens are going to have to address another starting linebacker next to Roquan Smith because Teddy Buchanan is recovering from that ACL. He probably won't be ready until later in the season, similar to how AD came back later in the season. Cornerback, Tariq Woolen. The Ravens are going to have to address cornerback in some way with the free agent, whether that's bringing back Chidobe Awuzie, but there's a big, long corner here in Tariq Woolen who's played good football. Rasheed Walker, offensive tackle for the Packers. Do you want to slide him in one of the guard spots? Tight end, Chiga Nwankwo, athletic
Yeah.
tight end, alongside of David Njoku. I'd be excited about Chig, Njoku, Goddard, one of these other tight ends to bring in another weapon for Lamar Jackson and a guy who can block. Wide receiver Romeo Doubs would be a good wide receiver too with Zay Flowers. I don't know how much they'd be willing to pay, but another safety who's available, Kevin Byard. DN, Caleb Chase on if they want to add more depth there in that room. Guard Elijah Vera Tucker still out there. Guard Chris Paul. Just to name a few, Debo Samuel would be an interesting one to me. Juwan Jennings would be interesting. And one of our top targets is still out there in Wyatt Teller. If the Ravens want to add another dude that's proven.
Yeah, that was my pick at guard. And I don't know if the John Simpson signing does kind of cancel that out or not. That's where I'm like stuck now. You know what I mean? Because I didn't technically think I don't think John Simpson was like a crazy far-fetched signing, but I'm just saying, does it take you out of that vet guard adding to the mix because we paid him $10 million a year? I love a lot of those names. This list should be updated.
Yeah.
So this is the remaining free agents. Another O lineman to add to the mix is the Packers just released earlier today, two-time Pro Bowl center Jenkins. Yeah. He also plays guard. A lot of people are saying he's better fit at guard. So I don't know if this would be a potential center option, but he did just get released.
Yeah. Another name I would be intrigued by is Luke Fortner. I was looking at him earlier. He's played.
What position is that?
Center.
Oh, okay. Let me
Luke
go to the
Fortner
centers.
Played for the Saints. He's
they
projected
have Jenkins here already too.
Yeah, he's projected.
And Cushenberry.
Cushenberry is interesting. Jenkins is interesting.
Kojic.
I believe Cushenberry and Jenkins were both released, so they wouldn't take any. They wouldn't count against the salary cap. And then Posick, I mean, that's a proven guy. I mean, that's a real proven guy who's only 30 that the Ravens could shift if they want to go there.
Does the center market get elevated since there's been like all the center deals were super low before Tyler, and then all of a sudden it's like in the stratosphere? Is that just him? Is it like Deshaun Watson outlier?
I think it's the outlier because the fact that who our guy McGovern, right?
Yeah, for $13 million, but that was before Linderbaum.
I know, but you're gonna look at Creed Humphrey and McGovern and some of the other centers, and you're gonna say Linderbaum was an outlier. That's what the hope would be if you're trying to bring in one of these centers.
I agree too. I don't think it's a bad idea at all to add a vet to this mix and draft. Because to me, that's like the ultimate competition. Like, imagine we add a veteran center here, and we draft a center, 3rd, 4th round or whatever,
right?
And we draft a guard at some point,
right? And then you have
everybody battle it out.
Yeah, as much competition as possible.
Yeah, the entire interior would be battling, including John Simpson, including the center and the right guard, Emory Jones. Like, everybody would be in the mix. May the best man win.
Yeah, especially with the new coaching staff. With a fresh set of eyes on everyone, no bias.
Yeah, great point. Yeah. I love that scenario, and that would make me feel extremely comfortable. Yeah, it really would. Not a lot of massive names out here. Marshawn Lattimore is crazy because I remember last year everybody wanted us to trade for him. Yeah, and then he went to the Commanders, ended up getting hurt, got released. He's back available at corner.
Yeah.
Receivers are expensive. Like, I was looking at the receivers, and my fear, it almost seems better to go draft a guy in the 2nd or 3rd round.
No, it's just so what if,
with a draft pick,
because it's like, what if one of these guys who's like a 1st round caliber guard or edge rusher falls to you at 45, and then you don't get a receiver. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it all is so unknown how the
but would we be screwed with our current room?
A receiver?
Yeah, and adding we will add. I mean, we only have, I think, 4 guys on the roster. So like we will add someone, but I'm saying, like, if you don't really add a top 3 guy and your top 3 is Zay, Bateman, Tez. Is that good enough, or like we need to swing a little bit?
I would be major concerned. I'd be major concerned because of if Flowers goes down, it's scary.
Yeah. I mean, there's some smaller deal guys that now they're like poor man's Zay Flowers, but like
Yeah.
you got Tutu Atwell there, even like Darnell Moody's an interesting name that just got cut.
Marquise Brown,
Hollywood, these are depth options that Hollywood actually could still probably have some juice here. He'd be motivated.
I think so too.
He'd be motivated. But
and I know that's really good in his offseason. He has some juice running down catching passes from Lamar in the offseason. I'd be interested in Debo too. Debo, he's physical.
Debo, it's just that I guess this number deters me. If we can get it low, like a lot lower than that, yes, I'm all in. But I'm just saying, like 16 million, I don't think we're doing that.
Yeah.
Or Tyreek, like I could see Tyreek heading back to the Chiefs. They just re-signed Kelsey too. Like they signed Kenneth Walker today. Like they're swinging a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like the depth behind Flowers. Like I just think I'm still scarred from whenever Flowers got hurt in the play. Like he didn't get to play in the playoffs last year, then Bateman got hurt in the game. So then like Tylan Wallace was like your wide receiver one, and that was not good. But you could say the same thing. I mean, at edge, if Crosby gets hurt, it's not good. It's basically you're relying on
and every team has those holes. You know what I mean? You can't have like secure depth behind every position. So I guess we gotta fly thin somewhere.
Yeah. I would like to see another legit target though at wide receiver, whether that's at 45 or 80, in the draft, or a solid vet. Like to see another proven target, especially, I mean, because you got to at least fill out the room, right? Because
we're adding something.
You lose D-Hop and Tylan Wallace. So right now you have Bate, Tez, Flowers. Those are your three guys.
And LeJohntay Wester.
And Wester.
If as long as he makes the team. I think he will, just because
so you at least got to have two other dudes.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we got Dayton Wade like on the practice squad, but we need to add some proven juice to that room. I completely agree. I don't know how big of a swing you take. I think it's probably a depth move, a smaller deal, and draft.
Yeah.
But someone needs added.
Yeah.
100%. We got another super chat here I want to get to.
If Denzel Boston's at 45, I'd be excited about that.
Dude, this receiver class is so deep. I promise you someone falls to 45 that we're like, how's he still here? You know what I mean? But will the Ravens swing at receiver in the second round? Historically, they've let a lot of good second round receivers they didn't draft them, like George Pickens, I remember, was there. AJ Brown, DK Metcalf, like these guys were all in the second round, bro.
No, Michael Pittman,
like Rashee Rice. Like, I mean, there's just like endless. Obviously, that one has a little bit more baggage, but I'm just saying, like, there's an endless amount of second round receivers that really panned out, and we haven't taken a swing. So definitely possible to take a swing here. We got a super chat from the Gift. Appreciate with the 10. Crazy twist, Lamar Jackson to the Raiders for the number 1 pick in the draft. Nah, I'm against it. That would be a crazy twist, though. I agree. But
that would be.
We're keeping Lamar. Lamar's here for a long time, man. But that would be insane. I think the Raiders are in full rebuild mode.
And we are obviously not.
Good luck, Tyler Linderbaum. You know what I mean? But
if we would have been trading Lamar, he would have been part of the Crosby package, and they would have been sending Crosby and picks for Lamar.
Yeah. 100%. Appreciate all you guys tuning in, man. Live was going crazy tonight. A lot to talk about, obviously. Anything else on your mind, bro?
Did we get all the supers?
I believe. Let me double check, though. No, we did not. We got more coming in. My fault. I missed a couple. Antonio with the 2, appreciate you. Trade Bate for Brian Thomas Jr. I have been seeing that. That floated around that he's available. But then the report came out that the biggest and I don't know how valid all this is, but the report said that the biggest offer they got was for a 5th round pick.
Yeah, that seems really weird.
He's a 1st round guy. It's weird that the Jags won out. He's got 2 cheap years left on his rookie deal. What are they doing?
He's a stud.
Yeah. So
I don't understand. I don't understand.
Antonio, I would do
Is there
that.
something off the field? There's got to be something off the field.
I don't know. I would do that trade. Just don't know why the Jags want to get rid of him. If they want to get rid of him, maybe they were just kind of floating it out there like, hey, we're not going to extend him. So, like, can we get a first round pick? And then the best offer comes back as a 4th or 5th, and they're like, no. You know what I mean? Like that makes sense. But just to like give him away, he's got 2 years left on his rookie deal. Like, no money. It's not that.
You know what I would give up for Brian Thomas Jr.?
A second?
I'd give up Bateman and a second.
It's. I know. I thought he was worth at least a second, and they're like, "Oh, we got a fifth round offer," and I'm like, "That don't even make sense."
His rookie season, Ryan, 1,282 yards and 10 touchdowns.
Yeah,
like 10 touchdowns as a rookie.
Bro, insane.
He averaged 14.7 a catch, and then the next year, he has 700 yards, 2 touchdowns, and still averages over 14 yards per catch. And that's only in 14 games that he had 700 yards. I mean, I don't understand why they would want to get rid of Brian Thomas, why he would even be available.
I don't know if he is. I think they were shopping just to see if they could get some like massive offer.
Yeah. I'd give up Bateman in a second. Then we would have no first or second round pick, but I don't care, bro. Imagine Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers, and Brian Thomas Jr. Brian Thomas Jr. is that X receiver, by the way. The height, weight, speed. 6'2", 209 pounds.
Hell of a move if we acquired him somehow. I just don't know how realistic that is. Thank you, Steve, as well with the 2. He also said the same thing. Trade Bateman for Brian Thomas Jr. from the Jags. Yeah. So we got 2 super chats saying that if he's available, I am all for that, man. And I'd be willing to part with more draft capital because he's young. That's like taking a receiver in the 2nd round, but you know it's going to work out most likely, unless there is some hidden issues that we're not aware of, but it doesn't make much sense. How weird is it though that we aren't going to be picking on Thursday night for the next 2 years? I mean, we could trade back in, but you know what I'm saying though. Like as of right now, that is going to be so weird. We've never had that situation.
Yeah, it's different. This is why I'm like, okay. So we talked about this last week, Ryan, but I was like going through the Rams, all of their first round picks. They only made like 1 first round pick in the last like 10 years. And I was like, the Rams won a Super Bowl and have been in the playoffs a lot. I was like, are the Ravens willing to try something different? Give up some first round capital for some stud players? And especially with the window they find themselves in. I mean, Lamar Jackson's about to be over 30, bro. Like it feels like yesterday when we drafted him, but like
9 years,
you do start to lose speed at some point, and some of your athletic gifting starts to wear down. And obviously Derrick Henry is defying the odds, but Derrick Henry is also like a workout warrior. But it's very obvious that they think they want to get the most out of Lamar Jackson's prime, the few years that he has left with the athletic prime. Hopefully he gets better and better, seeing the field, throwing the football and everything, and we have a long time left with Lamar, but they're in a window, man, and they're taking advantage of that window. They don't ever give up first-round picks, and the fact that they gave up 2, it's just crazy, man. It shows you how desperate they were to finally have a pass rush. I think Eric DeCosta's got to have been frustrated watching the Ravens the last few years not get after the quarterback. Like, every time you think it'll work out, like, Owe will take a big jump, or you think, it just hasn't. Everything you've tried just hasn't. The Ravens haven't had an elite pass rusher since Terrell Suggs, man. Yeah, and I just think he got tired of it. And when Maxx Crosby, a generational dude, is available, he pulled the trigger. So,
yeah, well worth it in my opinion too, man. You just can't get a guy like that. We're not drafting a guy like that at 14. They just don't exist. You know what I mean? So that's a future Hall of Famer, man. He's gonna be on a Ravens uniform for years to come. I'm hyped. Also another guy we haven't really talked about too much that's still available. I would not be against, me and Noah both talked about this. I would not be against re-signing Awuzie. I don't think it would cost an insane amount, and he had great production. That would be a great depth option. It's like a floor option at corner again. You know, you're like, okay, like I feel comfortable if he has to go out there or if he's out there.
For sure.
I just feel good about it.
Yeah, Awuzie played great for the Ravens last year before the injury.
Yeah. Yep. Anything else, bro? Anything else, guys, you want to talk about? I think we're caught up on supers. Been going an hour and a half. I've been streaming almost 6 hours today, which is insane.
I've been putting in the work today. He's like, bro, let me get off of here and rest.
I've never streamed that long in my life, bro. But I was like, we got to bring in free agency. And when we were talking about streaming the draft, and now it's like, well, we don't have a pick on the first night.
I know. Could do day two, maybe.
Boring draft for us, but you never know. They could. We're picking 14th in the second round. It would not be that crazy to trade back into 30 or 31 at the very end of the first round if there's like someone they really love. You know what I mean? I don't think that's insane.
Yeah.
You're only moving up 15 spots. You're not going to have to give up everything.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so let me ask you this. Besides Bateman, who we've already discussed as a possibility of being traded, is there anyone else you could see being traded on the Ravens?
Traded? Not at this point. I don't know. Do you have anybody in your mind? I mean, the contracts that are messy is Marlon, Roquan. Those would be ones where like a trade, if the other team takes on the deal and you can really clear some money and have a clean contract, not carry a lot of dead money. Those make more sense, but I don't think it's happening. I don't think we wouldn't get much. And I just feel like having a year here, because I don't think it won't be a long time where we have Roquan and Marlon and like everybody. Like, I don't think this whole group's going to be together for 5+ years, you know? Yeah. So I think this year our defense is going to be stacked, man. Like, we're sticking with it, and we're going to have a stacked defense. It's already stacked.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else besides maybe Roquan, but
$32 million cap hit though. Like, somebody would have to really want to take that on, and at this point you need the money. Who's got the money? Everyone just spent their bag. You know what I mean? Like, even the teams with money can't do it. That's a big cap hit.
Yeah.
So
the Ravens would have to probably absorb some of it, and it depends like how, like, if people still see Roquan like a top 5 linebacker, you know, maybe they would be willing to do it. But, dude, I tell you what, if the Ravens signed or traded for Brian Thomas Jr., bro, I'd be so fired.
Dude,
I don't know why.
That'd be so sick. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. When I saw that the best offer was a 5th, I was like, you got to be kidding, bro. Like, I'm calling all day. Offer a 3rd, you know, like, just beat it. But I guess they would need to really want him gone, though. That's why I think this is a scenario where they potentially float it out there, put it out in the agent sphere and say, hey, are we getting any bites? Is anybody like giving us a 1st or a 2nd and a player, or like something a lot, you know, a big offer? And the fact that they didn't get it, they're just going to hold on to him. But it does kind of tell me that he probably won't get extended there. So I could see him hitting free agency in 2 years.
Yeah.
Or getting traded next year when he's like on the final year. But hell yeah, man. I'd be good with Brian Thomas.
Yeah. Linebacker Dre Greenlaw, solid player. Just got released.
He did get released.
Wouldn't count towards the comp pick formula, and they need another linebacker next to Roquan, bro.
Bro, we know we were planning to spend $22 million on Linderbaum, so to me that has to get divvied up somewhere.
Yeah,
I don't think it was just John Simpson, because we were signing a guard anyway. You know what I mean? So like, we're spending somewhere.
I think they'll probably sign a vet center to give himself a little bit of a floor.
I'd feel good.
And another competition with whoever they draft, and, you know, Bullock. They'll probably sign a vet corner. I would be shocked if they don't sign a vet corner, a vet linebacker, and a vet center.
And maybe safety.
Maybe safety. We could probably expect
draft too, but
some news here pretty soon about some of those positions.
Yeah, so. Sometime this week. And we're going to get some massive news before Wednesday because somehow the Ravens cleared all this cap. I think it's the Lamar extension that he just hasn't talked about yet, but that's my personal theory. But we have to get news. I mean, if you just go off like reported numbers, the Ravens are negative 30 million. Like it's not, we have no money. We signed John Simpson and Maxx Crosby. You have to get under the cap by Wednesday. I believe they're already under the cap behind the scenes. You know what I mean? You don't pull a Maxx Crosby trade off and then hope you can get it done by Wednesday. Like that makes zero sense. And I don't know if you saw Jeff's tweet, but Jesse Minter, EDC were in Florida with Steve Bisciotti all last week. And then you get the Lamar tweet, you get the trade, you get the, you know what I mean? It's like, dude, okay, come on, let's put the pieces together here. Stop like acting like we didn't clear any money or anything. We clearly cleared money, bro. Like you're not doing the Maxx Crosby trade in hopes that you can like figure the cap out.
Yeah, it's done. I think it's done. I mean, the only thing you could say is that maybe they were going to pull the trigger on a star pass rusher regardless. Like that was the plan coming into the offseason. Like we're signing a Trey Hendrickson or a Jalen Phillips, or we're trading for Maxx Crosby, or we're getting a star pass rusher. And regardless of what happens with Lamar, that won't change it. And if we don't get the contract extension done, we're just going to restructure. And like that could have been the mentality, and maybe it's not done, and maybe they have to restructure, but it's probably done.
Yeah, I agree too, but we'll know. We'll hear by Wednesday because we'll be like, how the Ravens get under the cap, you know? Appreciate you, 410 Rodriguez, for the 2. But yeah, no, we'll see, man. News will be flowing these next few days. So anything else, bro? You want to head out?
I think we're good, man. Yeah.
Hold on, we talked about this earlier. 410 Rodriguez. Appreciate with the 2 again, though. Our Darius just went to the Giants. Yeah. It was like early in the stream when we started that happened. We kind of broke that on here, but 1-year deal. So our Darius, Kohler, and Stout all with Harbaugh in New York. Interesting. But appreciate all you guys, man. You guys are running the live up tonight, and there's a lot going on. Appreciate all the support. We'll be here talking to you guys and going live every Monday.
Yep.
And have a beautiful rest of your night. God bless. Love you guys, and talk to you soon.